Aloha, this is a video tutorial by Jolene Herrera and Vijay Patha on an article titled Tweaking the Numbers, written by Theo Callahan in the June 2001 issue of the Journal of Accountancy. The main purpose of this video is to show how to come up with what-if results in real time. We all know it can be difficult to adjust the elements of a financial scenario until they produce the results we're looking for, especially when the scenario is complex and there are several variables involved. So hopefully this tutorial will help you understand how to utilize Excel functions to easily tweak the variables.
Okay, now that we know the purpose of this particular article, I will help you to set up the windows so that we can easily do this. Okay, so this is how you set up your Excel sheet. This is just for our convenience. Okay, in order to do this, just go to the new window in view ribbon and then arrange your windows in vertical position, and that's how you do this. And the columns, we will label them as labor and then capital. And since this is investment, we put down our initial investment as outlay, and then followed by profit margins and annual growth, and then we have first year revenue. Okay, so this is how we set up our Excel sheet, and you can name this this tab as graph, and then this second sheet we can term it as data, where in this sheet you will give the data for year 1, 2, 3, and we'll go up to year 10. So just drag the crisscross and we'll go up to 10, and the data will be automatically updated in the second sheet as well. In data sheet, let's label column B1 and C1 as labor and capital respectively. Okay, before we insert formulas in data table, let's go back to graph, and then let me explain to you one important thing. While tweaking the numbers, all the numbers should be whole numbers. However, we have profit margins and annual growth, which are percentages, or in other words fractions. So we cannot tweak the numbers. In order to do that, we need to trick the Excel by making it think that these profit margins and annual growth are whole numbers, and we do this in the following manner. Okay, C3 divided by 100, and similarly C5 divided by 100. Okay, we do the same thing for capital profit margins, which is E3 divided by 100. Okay, so that is the reason why we do this, and now it's time for us to insert the formula. What we are trying to do while inserting the formula is we are multiplying first year revenues, annual growth, and profit margins, and subtract the outlay, and the formula would be like this. So this will give us the graph B6 times B5 times B3 minus B2, and that's the formula for B2. Now we will do for B3. For this, we use the same formula. However, there is a little change. We add outlay so that we can accumulate profits from the current year and add them to previous year. That's what we will be doing in this formula, and the formula is as okay. All this formula right now we see on the screen, all it is giving us profits. What it does is it accumulates the profits from current year and adds to the previous year. These are the similar formulas for capital as well, and we extend this formula to all the years like this. And a similar thing we will do for capital as well. Okay, in column C2, all we're trying to do here is multiply the first year revenues, growth rate, and profit margins, and subtract the initial outlay. And for column C3, this is the formula that we will. Okay, just like the labor, this particular formula will accumulate profits from the current year and adds to the previous year. And now autofill this particular formula just like we did for labor.
So after you've entered all of your information, it's time to add the controls that will allow you to adjust the tweaking. In order for this to work, you need to have a ribbon up here called Developer. If you don't already have it, just click on the Office button and go down to Excel Options, and then make sure this little box here is checked. Then click OK and you'll be ready. Then to add the control, go back up and click on the Developer tab and come over here to Insert. And you're going to choose the spin button on the bottom left corner here. And over here on the graph sheet, we're going to insert it into cell C2. And to do that, just hold down the Alt button as you click it, and that'll help size it so that it fits perfectly into C2. After you've inserted it, you've got to right click and go to Properties, because there are a few things that we're going to need. So we'll be adjusting values for linked cell, max, min, small change, and value. For linked cell, we're going to put B2 because that's where we want the value to appear. Max, we're going to change to 1 million because we don't want any project to cost more than $1 million. Min is going to be 10,000 because we know that no project is going to cost less than 10,000. Small change will also make 10,000, and by doing that, every time you click the arrow here, it'll change the value by $10,000. And value will leave set at 10,000, which will be the initial value. So now you have your first spin button created, and you'll need to repeat these steps again and create a button for cell C3, C5, C6, E2, and E3. So this is what it would look like after you add all of the extra spin buttons. And to get these to work, you need to exit out of design mode, and to do that, just go up to the Developer tab and click on Design Mode, and now your buttons will work. So the final part of this tutorial is to create a graph based on the numbers you've entered. So you can go ahead and exit out of one of the windows, expand the other, and to create a graph, you're going to highlight all of your data, go up to the Insert tab, and choose one of the line graphs. I'm going to choose the first one here. And once you do that, Excel will automatically create a graph based on the data you've entered. I'm just going to copy and paste it over to our graph sheet so we can use the spin buttons to control it. If you want, you can add titles to the graph by going up to Layout and choosing Chart Title. Call this Labor versus Capital. You can also add axis titles right here. Down here will represent the year. And this side will be the cumulative profit. Okay, you now have everything you need to begin tweaking the numbers.
Okay, now we are set to tweak the numbers. Let's have some revenues for the first year. Okay, let's say $10,000 or $20,000 or $30,000. Okay, whenever we can tweak the numbers by clicking the control buttons either up, top button or the bottom button, and that will tweak the numbers. Okay, this graph is showing us the relationship between labor and capital, and let's consider if a profit margins in labor has increased by a few percentage, and we see how our labor graph, which is represented by blue line, is increasing as well. So and that's how you tweak the numbers. This is how you create what if scenario graphs to to simplify our daily work to see what will happen if our profit margins are 38% in capital, and what will happen if our initial outlay has increased to $20,000 or $30,000. So this is how we can simplify our daily work, by creating what if scenarios, and thus this presentation is all about tweaking the numbers.